You are not here by accident. And no, this is not just another video. It's a spiritual calling. It's the sound of an ancient summons that has echoed since before you were born. A command that lay dormant within you, waiting for the right moment to be activated. And that moment has arrived. You are chosen, not because someone told you, not because you read it somewhere, but because God Himself engraved this seal upon your soul. And now He commands you, do, act, obey, fulfill the divine task. You know, all these times you felt like you didn't belong. All the moments you were sabotaged, doubted, persecuted for no reason. It wasn't bad luck, it was purpose. God hid you, set you apart, because the mission you carry is too sacred to be exposed prematurely. You were kept away from the chaos to be trained in silence. While others sought fame, you sought meaning. While they built hollow empires, you rebuilt your essence. And now, you have been summoned. The world is sinking. Systems are corrupted. Truth is being crushed beneath dazzling lies. And that is exactly why you were called. To be the exception, to be the instrument, to be the sharp blade that cuts through the veil of illusion. You are not just anyone. And no matter how much you've tried to deny it, pretending to be normal, it never worked. Because the truly chosen always carry a pain that others don't understand. It's the pain of the calling, the pain of one who sees too much, feels too deeply, perceives everything. It's a curse for the weak, but a blessing for those who accept the weight of the mission. And here is the truth that will shake your soul. God gave you a task, and this task cannot be ignored. It is connected to the destiny of other souls. It is the bridge between worlds. It is the code that activates spiritual portals that have been sealed for centuries. You think your life is ordinary? That your gifts are coincidences? No, chosen one. You are a messenger, a hidden warrior, a sower of light in times of darkness. But this light does not shine alone. It demands surrender, renunciation, courage. And this is where many fail, because obeying God requires you to kill the ego, and the ego screams, but the Spirit whispers. Today, you are hearing the whisper of the Spirit. Do not ignore it. You are being instructed to act. Not tomorrow, not when everything makes sense, but now. Because those who wait for the world's permission never hear God's command. Spiritual time does not follow the human calendar. Spiritual time is made of windows, and there is a window open now. You feel it, don't you? That restlessness burning in your chest, that feeling that something big is about to happen. That is the sound of heaven moving. And when heaven moves, the chosen must move with it, or they will be left behind, and those who stay behind get lost. Do you want to know what you must do? You must awaken others. You must be a channel. You must let God speak through you. But understand, this is not about religion. It's about connection, about obeying a voice that cannot be explained, only recognized. And if you are hearing this now, it's because you recognized it. Stop running from what you are. You've already tried to hide. You've already tried to fit in. But God made you unequal for a reason. You are a divider of eras, a catalyst. And now He says to you, the time has come. The divine task begins with a decision. It's not a spectacle. It's not grandeur. It's choice. It's surrender. You choose to obey, or you choose to keep lying to yourself. But know this, those who do not obey the calling will be held accountable for their silence. Because heaven does not tolerate omission when the mission has already been revealed. If you accept this mission, get ready. Your life will change. People will walk away. Doors will close. But others, more powerful, will open. Because heaven never leaves a warrior unarmed. You will have visions, receive signs, be guided by sacred codes that only the chosen can decipher. But for that, you must relinquish control, let God lead. And that takes faith, raw faith, real faith, the kind that moves without seeing, the kind that screams when the world tries to silence it. And now, in this very moment, God is looking at you and saying, rise, walk, speak, act. The time of waiting is over. Breathe deeply, chosen one. This is the last breath before the transformation. The divine task is not optional. It is a spiritual command. Those who reject this order reject themselves. But those who accept it enter into alliance with the unseen, and heaven bends to assist those who say yes. Are you ready? Then declare, out loud in your spirit or here in the comments, I accept. Write 11 in the comments as your seal. This number will be the visible mark of your activation. The spiritual world is already watching, and each of your clicks will be an echo in the invisible realm. Like this video. It helps spread this message to other chosen ones who are still asleep. Share it with someone who needs to hear this truth. And above all, subscribe now, because the next parts of this revelation will only be accessible to those who are spiritually connected. God is calling you. The mission awaits you. The task begins now. Have you ever wondered why you see the world so differently? Why you feel people's pain even before they speak? Why you can sense downfalls, betrayals, changes, as if a spiritual radar is constantly operating inside you? This isn't madness. It's a gift. It's a tool. It's part of the hidden mission God embedded in you. Most people live on autopilot. You don't. You've never been able to shut it off, never able to ignore it. While others laugh, you feel the weight of reality. While the world sleeps, your spirit stays awake. That brought you loneliness, didn't it? Made you feel like a stranger in your own home, in your own city, even in your own body. But all of that has a reason. Those who carry divine tasks experience earthly discomfort because their home is not here. They are foreigners on a secret mission. You carry codes that were sealed in you from previous lifetimes. Yes, chosen one. You've been summoned before, maybe in another era, under another name, with another appearance. But the spirit, the spirit is the same. You recognize it when you look into the eyes of another chosen. Words aren't needed. It's a frequency exchange. A silent, I know who you are. Because only those carrying a similar mission can identify the same fire in each other's eyes. Now listen carefully. This mission that calls you, it won't be easy. It will challenge everything you believed about the world, about people, and about yourself. You will be tested, emotionally, physically, spiritually. The world will push you to give up, because it fears what you carry. The system was designed to destroy the chosen before they fully awaken. Have you noticed how everything started going wrong when you began seeking more, when you stopped accepting shallow answers? That's when hell mobilized, because when a chosen one awakens, they become a threat. But understand this, the chaos didn't come to destroy you, it came to shape you. The pain you lived through wasn't punishment, it was preparation, it was refinement, it was activation. You needed to be broken in order to be rebuilt as an instrument. Because God doesn't use vessels full of themselves. He uses broken vessels, those who allowed the light to shine through the cracks. That's why you had to go through rejection. That's why you were betrayed. Why you were doubted even by those who claimed to love you. Because God removed human voices from your path, so you would learn to hear only His. And now that you've learned to discern the sound of heaven, He gives you the command. Execute the task. You know what it is. There's no use denying it. Inside, you feel it. Maybe you can't name it yet, but it pulses, sometimes as discomfort, sometimes as soul pain. But it's there, screaming. Maybe it's to awaken others, to heal, to write, to speak, to expose truths, to break family cycles, to confront the system, or simply to exist in such authenticity that it disturbs everyone living in lies. Whatever it is, do it. The command isn't understand. The command is obey. You're going to feel fear. That's normal. All the great chosen ones did. Moses hesitated. Jeremiah wept. Jesus sweat blood. But none of them retreated. Because in the end, the mission is bigger than the fear, bigger than the pain, bigger than comfort. You were set apart for something few could handle, not because others are weak, but because you are strong. Now understand something sacred. When you say yes to the divine task, all of heaven moves in your favor. Beings you've never seen begin to protect you. Doors that were sealed begin to open. Sacred codes begin to be revealed in dreams, signs, and intuitions. You enter another level of existence. But only those who truly say yes enter this path. Chosen one, look at your life. See the escapes, the absurd coincidences, the people who appeared out of nowhere to push you in the right direction. That's not luck. That's divine synchronicity. Everything that happened to you brought you here. Every fall, every tear, every silence. And now you are ready to speak the word that changes everything. I accept the task. But listen, accepting is not just saying it. It's acting. It's taking a stand. It's breaking from the old, changing habits, cutting ties, rewriting your own narrative. You are a portal. And portals do not exist for themselves. They exist so that others may pass through them. Accepting the divine task is becoming a passage. It's allowing God to use your voice, your body, your presence to heal, awaken, and set others free. It's not about you. It's about what comes through you. And once you understand this, you never feel lost again. Because even in the storms, you know, you are sailing with purpose. Chosen one, God commands you to do this. Rise, act, speak, awaken, break, manifest, fulfill. This is your task, and the time is now. In the next segments, we will reveal the hidden details of your role, the spiritual traps you must avoid, and how to fully align with heaven to fulfill what was destined for you before the foundation of the world. But before we move on, you must show that you are committed. Like this video, share it with another chosen one who needs to be reminded of who they are. Subscribe now, because the next layer of this revelation is only for those who are prepared for the next level of truth. God sees you. God awaits you. And He commands you. Fulfill the task. Do you truly want to fulfill your divine task? Do you really want to obey the voice that calls you in the silences, that pulls you through your dreams, that whispers while the world screams the opposite? Then prepare yourself. Because this path won't be easy. The glory is immense, but the cost is high, much higher than you imagine. Being chosen is an honor, yes, but it's also a sentence. It means being pulled out of the ordinary. It means being exposed to the fire that burns away everything that isn't true within you. Have you noticed how different your life has been? Things were never easy. You had to fight for everything. Nothing came lightly. And every time it looked like things would finally work out, something pulled it away. Something broke. It's not bad luck. It's the process. Chosen ones are not born ready. They are forged in abandonment, in shame, in humiliation, in soul hunger. You were set apart from an early age. They pushed you away. They excluded you. They silenced you. But the universe did not make a mistake. God allowed it all, so you wouldn't be contaminated by the system's illusions, so you would be pure enough to carry the message without distortion. The world tries to convince you that you are weak, but in reality, you are too strong to fit into fragile molds. And that scares people, because wherever you step, the truth is revealed, and many prefer to live in lies. The cost of being chosen is this: you will walk alone, you will be misunderstood, you will be persecuted, because your very existence is a threat to the system of darkness. Yes, there is a system. Hidden, silent, but highly effective, and it was designed to make the chosen give up before they fully awaken. Look at your life. See how many times you were attacked by people who didn't even know you. See how many doors closed just as you were about to rise. See how many friendships fell apart the moment you started to change. All of that has a source. You are seen spiritually. You are monitored. The light you carry shines in the invisible realm, attracting both heaven and hell. But here's what the darkness doesn't understand. The more they press you, the stronger you become. You are like coal that, under extreme pressure, becomes a diamond, like gold that, under intense heat, is purified. You weren't sent to please. You were sent to break chains, to challenge, to liberate, and that takes courage. Chosen one, you can no longer live like the others. You know too much, feel too much, see too much. You were not born for comfort. You were born for purpose, and purpose hurts. It wounds, it tears, but it also heals. It lifts, it sanctifies. How many times have you stayed silent to keep the peace? How many times have you pretended not to see, just to avoid conflict? But the divine task demands that you speak, even if your voice trembles, even if they hate you, even if they cast you out. God's order for you is clear. Speak, act, move. Stop waiting for acceptance. You will never be accepted by a world that doesn't understand your origin. You came from above. They live below. The price of heaven is being rejected by earth. And the closer you are to fulfilling your mission, the more violent the attack will become. You will be tempted to stop, tempted to go back to the old ways, tempted to silence yourself. But do not give in, because the moment you break through, thousands are set free with you. You have no idea how many lives depend on your obedience. Understand, you are a detonator, a cosmic trigger, a link between heaven and earth. Your presence changes atmospheres. Your gaze reveals secrets. Your intuition detects traps. You are a spiritual sensor. And that's why you disturb people. That's why some leave your life without explanation. Why relationships crumble without logic. It's energy adjusting to your frequency. And when you rise, everything not in sync falls apart. Stop crying over losses. Those people couldn't handle the light that's coming. God removed them before they could hold you back. Accept this. You are going where few will go, and not everyone can come. The cost of the mission is temporary loneliness, but the reward is eternal. Chosen one, now is the moment. You already understand the calling. You've already felt the weight of the mission. You've already seen the price to pay. Only one question remains. Are you willing? Are you ready to leave everything behind if necessary? Ready to change direction? To say no to everything that pleases you but pulls you from your purpose? Then rise. Because heaven is watching your decision. This is not just another message. This is a calling. And you are not here by accident. Your soul was brought to this video to be confronted and activated. Now it's on you. In the next segments, we'll reveal how to align your spiritual, emotional, and physical life with the divine task. We'll show you the signs that confirm you're on the right path and the subtle detours that silently take you off it. But first, if you felt this calling, show it. Like this video now. Share it with another chosen one. Subscribe to the channel to receive the next codes. Be more than a spectator. Be an activator. The world needs you awake, chosen. Now that you understand the price of the mission, it's time to adjust your frequency. It's no use knowing you've been called if you don't align with the source. It's no use feeling the divine task if you continue acting like an ordinary being. Purpose demands spiritual discipline. Without alignment with the higher, you become an easy prey here below. God is not looking for perfection. He is seeking obedience. But obedience only arises when there is connection. Your first mission, above all, is to align your vibration with His will. And what does this mean in practice? It means purifying the mind, cleansing the energy field, cutting distractions, closing doors that feed the old self. You need to understand that there is a war for your focus. Every second you give to chaos is a second less in building the kingdom. That's why it's time to silence the world and listen to the higher. You've been receiving signs, dreams, intuitions, absurd coincidences. But you still doubt. Chosen, faith is not a feeling. Faith is a decision. You won't always feel like following, but you must obey anyway, because your obedience is unlocking codes in the spiritual world. The divine task is a gear. When you move, others move. When you stop, others lock. You have no idea of the spiritual chain connected to your awakening. And that's why you've been attacked so much. Look closely. The closer you get to the mission, the more the enemy tries to confuse you. He can't stop you, but he can try to divert you with proposals, with wrong relationships, with fatigue, with fear, with routine. He knows that if he can just distract you, he's won. And this is where the power of discernment comes in. You need to learn to distinguish what comes from God and what is a trap disguised as an opportunity. The mission requires you to listen to the inner voice. It's not the voice of the ego. It's not the voice of fear. It's the voice that calls you higher, even when everything pulls you down. This voice never shouts, it whispers. And that's why it requires inner silence. Disconnect from the noise. Stepping away from the world for a few days can reveal more about your task than years of confusion. You need rituals, not religious ones, spiritual ones. Moments when you close all doors to the outside and open the windows to the inside. Meditation, fasting, intuitive writing, connection with nature. Silence. There you realign. But be careful. Spiritual realignment without practical action is illusion. You need to live your faith. Transform your home into an altar. Transform your words into healing. Transform your steps towards the sky. Your lifestyle must honor the mission given to you. Every choice counts. Every decision is a portal. If you keep saying yes to what God already told you to say no to, you're blocking the next phase. Chosen, there are destinies that only open after renunciations, and there are blessings that are locked due to invisible attachments. You need to do a cleaning, not just in the house, but in the mind, in the soul, in relationships. Ask yourself now, what am I keeping in my life that God already told me to remove? This cleaning hurts, but it makes space, and it's in this space that the task reveals itself completely. Many chosen ones ask, but what exactly is my mission? The answer is always in the same place, in what burns inside you. What can't you stand seeing in silence? What do you feel you came to fix? What makes your heart race when you speak, when you think, when you dream? The divine task is the healing you yourself needed. It's the mission that springs from your wound. That's why, don't hide your pain. Transform it into a tool. You were broken for a reason, and now God is calling you to help lift others. Chosen, your life is not about you. It's about what God will do through you. When you understand this, the ego dies, vanity dissolves, and true strength appears, because you're no longer acting out of need, but out of obedience. From now on, every step you take should be guided by a single question. Does this glorify the mission? If yes, move forward. If no, stop. The task is sacred, and you are the temple where it manifests. In the next few minutes, you'll feel the weight of the glory you carry, and maybe you'll think, I'm not capable. But here's the secret, you're not. And that's why God chose you. Because the glory is not yours, it's His, and it will be through Him that you'll accomplish the impossible. The divine task is activated. The time is now, and the spiritual world has already moved in your direction. The question remains, will you obey, or will you continue pretending you didn't hear? The choice is yours, but the consequences affect thousands. Chosen, share this message with someone you know is also feeling the call. Like this video if it burned inside you. And subscribe now to the channel to receive the next codes. The higher is watching. Time is running out. The order has already been given. Chosen. Now there's no turning back. The call has been delivered. The mission has been activated, and the heavens are already witnessing your steps. There is no more room for indecision. Procrastination has become spiritual betrayal. Every second you delay, someone collapses. Every word you silence, a soul is lost. Every seed you don't plant, generations fail to blossom. Is it too strong for you? Is it heavy? Is it overwhelming? Yes, because it was tailor-made for spiritual giants, and you are one of them. You weren't born to be a spectator of the apocalypse. You are an active part of the reconstruction. You are God's finger touching the earth. You are Moses' staff, Elijah's voice, David's courage. You are the answer to generations who prayed in the dark, waiting for a deliverer. And now God raises you as a deliverer of consciences. The mission is not about religion. It's about transcendence. It's about removing the scales from the eyes of those still blind. And for that, you need to act, speak, teach, publish, write, guide, pray, heal, lift up. The whole earth is in labor pain, and the chosen ones are the spiritual midwives of this new era. Stop asking yourself if you're ready. You'll never feel ready. And that's exactly why you were chosen. Because God doesn't call the prepared. He prepares those who have the courage to say yes. But attention, saying yes isn't just with your mouth. It's with your schedule, with your body, with your mind, with your habits, with your total surrender. The divine task will require invisible sacrifices from you. You'll have to renounce praise, earthly rewards, human approvals. You'll be misunderstood, judged, called crazy, but the whole heaven will be silently applauding you. And the angels will march by your side, even when no one else is there. You will be an instrument of healing where there is pain, of light where there is darkness, of revelation where there is blindness, and not by your strength, but by the anointing you carry. Yes, you carry a unique anointing, something that can't be imitated, copied, or transferred. It's yours, specific, sacred, and it was planted in you before your birth. The full activation of the divine task happens when you stop running from who you are. You're not weak. You're not common. You're not forgotten. You are a spiritual portal in human form. You open paths with your voice, unlock lives with your gaze, elevate atmospheres with your presence. That's why hell fears you. That's why the Matrix tries to silence you. Because when you understand who you are, no one can control you anymore. Chosen, it's time to take your position in the army of light. And an army isn't made of passivity. It's made of soldiers who know how to obey orders, even without understanding everything. The order has already been given. It's vibrating within you. It's keeping you awake. It's burning in your heart. It's present in the repeating signs, the numbers, the words you hear, the dreams you have. You know what I'm talking about. Because this message is hitting you like an activation code. It's God speaking to you, now directly, without interpreters, without mediators, without religion. The question remains, will you respond? Will you start the project He has already placed in your spirit? Will you cut the ties that are draining your soul? Will you change course even when everything tells you to stay as you are? Will you leave everything if necessary? Because many were called, but you were separated, and those who are separated can no longer live as those who are mixed. The price is high, but the glory is eternal. The world is waiting for your yes. The nations are waiting for your awakening. All creation groans, waiting for the manifestation of the sons of light. And you are one of them. You know, you feel. You don't need more proof. You need to act. Now, because when you act in obedience, heaven moves with you. Impossible doors open, walls fall, miracles happen, and even time obeys. Chosen, the clock is marking the exact hour. The days are accelerating. The spiritual field is boiling. And the next steps will be decisive. Therefore, obey, even with fear, even without certainty, even without support. Obey, because obedience is the key that activates the next miracles. And when you least expect it, you'll realize that the mission is happening, that your pain turned into strength, that your loneliness turned into authority, and that God used every fall as a step to your spiritual throne. You weren't forgotten. You were hidden, guarded, prepared. And now the time has come to be revealed. This is your moment. This is your hour. This is the divine task. And it was written in the book of life with your name. Now share this message with other chosen ones. This chain needs to spread, like the video if it awakens something inside you. And subscribe to the channel right now, because this is just the beginning. The mission has been activated. and the world will never be the same.